This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Bad Hair Day.
Well, as it gets colder, most of us make use of our fireplaces and our heating systems, but did you know they can actually be very harsh on your hair? In fact, indoor heating can be as damaging on your hair as spending an entire afternoon under the hair dryer. So, our beauty expert, Drexel Davison, owner of Bad Hair Day in Rehoboth Beach, joins us today to show us how to make sure our hair stays healthy all winter long. So good to see you.
Good afternoon. Always great to be with you.
Let's start off with maintenance.
Cool.
You should get your hair trimmed a little more often in the winter. Is that right?
You should. You should trim your hair every month if you're looking to just maintain the length. If you're growing your hair out, then you could trim it every other month. But split ends start at the bottom of the hair and they work their way up. So you want to make sure that you take those split ends and get them out of the way so they don't become a problem eventually. And always use a good pair of shears, a good strong, good sharp pair of hair cutting shears that you use only on the hair. And you can bring your comb down like this and just take the ends off real simple like that.
What about brushing? That has to be hard on your hair.
Brushing is really hard on the hair. It's a myth to brush your hair 100 times a day. Actually, brushing can be very troublesome on hair.
And you should do it gently, right?
Fragile dry hair is even more vulnerable to the brushing. So yes, if you're going to brush your hair, always use a good boar bristle brush, a good brush, and never brush wet hair.
Really?
Wet hair is particularly vulnerable, more so than dry hair. Always use a comb and use a wide tooth comb so you're not pulling or tugging at the hair.
All right, and what about washing your hair? I love to wash my hair every day. It's how it makes me feel clean, but that's not necessarily a good thing?
No, be careful when shampooing.
Yeah.
Excessive shampooing can strip your hair of good, healthy nutrients, natural oils that we create naturally.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to strip all those off. And then use lukewarm water when you're shampooing. Hot water can also break your hair.
Really?
Not good. And cold water the same. Cold water, you don't get your hair clean enough. It leaves your hair greasy in the end and dull, doesn't it? So use lukewarm water. Always finish off a service with cold water, however. It closes the cuticle on the outside of the hair.
And it makes it shiny, doesn't it?
It makes it shiny. The outside of the hair, like cuticles, like shingles on a roof, and the dry, with damaged hair, dry hair, pulls those cuticles open. So our goal here is to close those cuticles.
Right.
And when they're closed, that's healthy hair. And that's what reflects the light, when the cuticles are closed.
All right, now it's going to get really cold. A lot of us in a hurry, running out of the house with wet hair. Not a good idea.
Not a good idea, no. Well, what happens to water out in the cold? It freezes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So our hair freezes as well, and then it breaks off. So all you college girls running out in ponytails and cold hair, you busy moms and busy women, don't leave the house, or men, don't leave the house with wet hair.
All right.
And yeah, break the hair right off. So before you leave the house, you want to use a towel. You want to towel blot your hair like this, don't you? Or you want to wrap it in a towel and leave it at the top till it dries naturally. If you're in a hurry, you can certainly blow dry your hair using a good blow dryer, like an ionic blow dryer, or whatever appliances that you use to do your hair. Always use a protective product before you're using the appliances, the heat, before you're applying heat, so that it protects your hair from too much more excessive damage. But yeah, don't scrunch it with the towel either, because you're just taking all those cuticles again and you're jamming them all into each other, and you're going to have knotted, damaged hair then.
Okay, so we want to moisturize. We want to keep our hair moist this winter. How should we do that?
Cool. It's all about conditioning. Condition, condition, condition. And we're able to do it affordably too, aren't we?
Yeah.
Looking around the house for things that we have. First, over here I have this VO5 conditioning treatment. You see that in all the shops, don't you? Remember our moms and our grandmoms used to use that. It's still around. You can heat that up in a glass of hot water, apply it to your scalp and your hair. You can put on a bag here and go clean the house or do whatever it is that you need to do, and then rinse that off. Rinse that off again with warm water, and then in the end a cold rinse at the conclusion of that.
Now you have some food products, some things we find in the kitchen kitchen.
Yeah, there are things right in our pantry. There's oils in our pantry that we can use. You don't even have to go out and buy something. You might have olive oil in your pantry. Put a bit of that on your scalp and work that in, and then through your hair. You could put a bag on your head and even sleep in that overnight.
Really?
And then in the morning, give it a nice shampoo that out. But yeah, you don't have to spend a lot. Any good oils that you might have in your pantry? Here's sunflower oil. You've got coconut oil. Also, jojoba oil is a great oil for your skin. Jojoba, J-O-J-O. Some people say jojoba.
Jojoba.
Jojoba oil. It's the smallest little molecule of oil, jojoba. So it penetrates into your skin and your hair, the deepest and the easiest, jojoba oil.
I see vinegar here.
Vinegar is a great conditioner, and it helps improve cleanliness and shine. Vinegar is an awesome thing. It's a fermented product, isn't it? So it's very powerful and medicinal. So you can, while you're in the shower, have a mixture of this, maybe a tablespoon of this to a cup of water in a little plastic bottle, maybe a travel squirt bottle. Take it in the shower with you. When you're rinsing your hair, squirt your hair down with this for the final rinse, and you'll get great shine out of it. If you have dandruff, let me tell you about that. You can put a little on your scalp and rub the vinegar in. It'll do away with your dandruff. That's a pretty awesome thing.
That's interesting. I've never heard that. Now, I see eggs. I remember hearing about eggs a long time ago.
Eggs are great for shine.
Shine.
Super shine out of eggs. So crack one of those up, and you can whisk that up with some tepid water. You don't want to go too hot, or you'll have a poached egg in the water. You don't want to go too cold, put that on your head. You can again use the bag or use a towel. You might want to use a bag and throw that away afterwards. Your scalp emits heat, and it will help the heat penetrate in that bag. And then rinse it out again with tepid water. You don't want to have your hair turn into an omelet on top of your head, do you?
You don't.
So you got to be very careful on that. And then for a really great treatment, you could take 3 eggs, and then you could take 2 tablespoons of one of your oil choices, and then a teaspoon of the vinegar, and mix all that up. Put that on your head and let that sit for an hour with a cap, or put a towel, a steam towel in the microwave. Get it nice and hot and wrap that up, and that's a good thing.
What are some other foods? You have some nuts, you have mayonnaise, or is that mayonnaise?
Cool, we do. The nuts and the seeds are to remind us that good healthy eating. Nuts and seeds are full of fatty essential acids that go right to your hair follicle as well, so that's a good thing. Mayonnaise, take a nice big dollop of mayonnaise, and we're not looking for diet mayonnaise, we're looking for a good, we want the fat, we want it all in there.
Well, it has the eggs and vinegar in it too.
It does, yep, it does. And then we've got beer, of course. You can do a final beer rinse. Our grandmothers used to do that too, didn't they? Right in the end, just pour that beer right over your head.
Wow.
Don't forget to drink lots of water, 8-ounce glasses a day of water there. Water's very important. And then protect your hair when you're outside. Put something on, a hat or a beanie or a scarf or a hood, your sweatshirt hood, and that will help protect your hair from the elements.
Drexel, thank you so much. Always good advice you have. And if you want some more information on bad hair, including how to book a day of pampering, go to DelmarvaLife.com. Click on the show tab. Well, still to come, Brian Spiros is at the Dorchester YMCA to show us an exercise that can be described as a party in the pool. Brian, what is this all about?
Well, Jimmy and Lisa, you've probably heard of Zumba, but have you ever heard of Aqua Zumba? Trust me, it exists, and I'm going to be trying it with all these ladies here. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. You're watching Delmarva Life. We will be right back.